Hello everybody, welcome back to another video here on my channel with me, Steve K, anything you pretty much want to say, or Steve Charisma, DJ Charisma. I don't think really anybody really does that anymore, by calling me that, but I think Steve K is alright, or Steven, not Stefan, or Stefan is alright, but so welcome to another video here on my channel. As you see the way that I'm dressed, because you probably know what this video is about. So I don't really do the best with these videos a lot of times. I try, but I'm only doing this just because the NFL season actually begins tonight. It's hard to believe, it is September, and I've been working a lot, of course, at my job, and I've been, making a lot of money and getting a lot of hours too. I've been working mostly 6 days a week instead of 3 or 4 when I was starting out with Wise Markets, and 5 days a week. I mean, sometimes there were days when I worked 6 days a week at Wise, or even I don't think I worked 1 week at Wise, because you really can't do that. You got to let somebody have at least 1 day off. And I don't know if I did that with Redner's, the other place I worked at. I mean, I know I worked 6 days with them before, but I did have, I worked 5 days and I had 2 days off, but I wanted weekends, but it's wishful thinking. So, yeah. I mean, things, have changed a little bit, well, my job, that is, like I said, because of the fact that I've been working a lot. Sorry, sitting, adjusting my seat a little bit. And I've been doing a lot of videos on PS5, as you know. I've been doing live streams of MLB The Show. I don't really know how to edit videos. Anybody that has any advice, please send me some ideas, comment on the video or anything like that, and tell me some apps, that are good, to edit videos. I mean, I know they have the YouTube video editor, but I'm just terrible with it, and I should really get the hang of it, but I'm pretty sure I will. But nonetheless, so this video is going to be my NFL season predictions for the 2025-2026 season. I'm just putting it as a my 2025 season predictions. Now, I know a couple of my friends, and I say a couple, because one of them I'm not friends with. I'm not naming anybody, but they have done, they do their little shindig, all that stuff, and I do mine. I know I don't really do the best with it and stuff, and unfortunately there's a lot of people in the NFL that I don't really know. I mean, I've stopped watching football, which is probably around 2019 maybe, or 20, something like that. I still watch it. I mean, I unfortunately, just don't care for it as much as I do with baseball. We still have the baseball season going on, as you see with my cap. And 10 little tip of it, like what they do. And the Orioles, unfortunately, they're not really in playoff contention, but they're doing all right. I don't want them to finish last place, but it's kind of looking like that. But we do have about probably a little less than 20 games to go. But this Saturday, we have the 30th anniversary of 21-31 when Cal Ripken broke Lou Gehrig's consecutive game streak record. Hard to believe it's been 30 years, yeah. I didn't go to it because I was watching it on television with my family. My uncle was supposed to go to it. He had a ticket to it, but unfortunately he did not go. I guess either he had to work or he was with his girlfriend at that time. I don't know which one. But yeah, I decided to do this, because I'm trying to do more videos on my channel. I know people are probably not thrilled with me doing this and stuff, but it's my channel and I'm trying to make it grow again. But I'm trying to get the old channel that I had back, because it has 1,000 subscribers, but I lost access to it in 2023. So there probably is a way I can get it back, but it was linked to my old phone number. And like I said, I've been busy with work. I've been working a lot. I've been working 11 to 7 or 12 to 7, and a lot of times I said when I get off of work, I'm tired, because I've been on my feet a lot. And I don't really feel like making a video. I'll look at Facebook or watch Pluto TV, and that's pretty much about it. I'll check my YouTube, or I'll try and get on Discord with my friends. And I'm sorry, anybody that sees this. I just unfortunately, I'm tired and stuff, but I'm trying to get back into things. So here we go. I did post this on Facebook, but then I decided to put this in my story because I did say on here my predictions for each division. Of course, the AFC and then the NFC and all that stuff. I mean, you know how this is done, because I've been doing this for a good while. I mean, I've been probably doing these videos probably since 2013 or 14, one of those years. And I had friends that joined as well, too, and unfortunately, they don't really do that anymore. I'm sure if I asked them, they probably would, but we'll see about it. But right now, I'm just going to try this, and I do have a jersey on, as you can see. It is, of course, number 52 of Ray Lewis. Now, all you haters out there, that, still consider him a murderer and all that bullshit, well, you need to let the past go, and you also need to realize, number 2, he's not a murderer. I mean, is there any proof, that he is or anything like that? I mean, you all probably think there is proof and stuff, but still, to me, he is not a murderer. I mean, he's one of the greatest linebackers that ever played for the Ravens. Maybe the greatest linebacker of all time, but Junior Seau, Zach Thomas, Lawrence Taylor, I believe he was a linebacker. I mean, I'm looking at my phone really quickly to see. Hang on one second. And yes, he was a linebacker, because I just looked it up right now, and I'm pretty sure Zach Thomas was as well too. It's just a name that I remember because he played for the Dolphins, and I'm trying to get. Oh, I spelled his name wrong, but it's all right. But yes, also a linebacker, played for the Dolphins, the Cowboys, and the Chiefs. But in the 2009 preseason, it says on here he didn't really play for the team. And other linebackers that I'm trying to remember, but the only ones that I mentioned are the ones that Junior Seau, rest in peace. I mean, hard to believe, that he's gone, and what he did, unfortunately, too. I mean, it was suicide, I believe, and it's very sad, unfortunately. I mean, that is not the answer to your problems a lot of times, and I think there was another linebacker, and his name was Teddy Bruschi, but I'm trying to get his name right on here. Yep, he was. But not really one of the greatest, but it's just a name. He played from 1996, it looks like, to 2008, all for the Patriots. But yeah, and like I said about Ray Lewis, again, you can say whatever you want. I don't care, you all go ahead and make fun of him or anything like that, but you can all kiss everybody's ass, if you're just going to keep doing that and keep living in the past, about Ray Lewis. That's everybody's opinion. But anywho, let's get into this. I know the video is going long. We're going up to close to 10 minutes, but let's just get into this. So we're going to start right now. Oh, and before I do that, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, you probably see this thing, it's right behind me. Yes, it is a wrestling belt. It's a little bit hard to see, but it's actually the WWF Winged Eagle Championship belt. I bought it from somebody. It's a little bit on the, I think it's more like a large size belt than an extra large, because I'm a big person, unfortunately, and this belt doesn't really go around my waist. I mean, it can go in the first or the second one, but it's pretty tight. I prefer not to wear it. I prefer just to, pretty much take it like this and put it right there. Now I could do videos like this if I want to, but I have to use my hand, to look up stuff, because put that there, right. Want it to be able to display, like that. That way everybody can see it. There we go. Come on. All right, that's good enough. All right, so yeah, that's fine like that. All right, let's get into this. Yeah, I'm using my phone, to do this. So anyway, here we go. We're starting off is the AFC, and we're going to start with the AFC East. Now, of course, I'm just going to point out a little thing. I really think that the Ravens should be in the AFC East. I mean, I just don't like the fact, how the Ravens are in the North, because of the fact, the AFC East, the Buffalo Bills, who are in New York, but they have the Dolphins. The Dolphins are pretty much in, like below. They're in Florida. And the Ravens being in Maryland, it's just a little thing I just pretty much pointing out. But yeah, of course the Bengals who are in Cincinnati and the Browns in Cincinnati, but I meant the state, Ohio. And yeah, you pretty much know, but this is a little thing I'm just pointing out. But here we go. So we're going to start with the AFC East. For first place, I have the Buffalo Bills, which is probably no surprise. But there probably are some people that's going with a different team to go finish in first place. But I'm actually going with the Bills. I love Josh Allen. I'm not gay. Everybody knows that. I'm just saying it, because he's a great quarterback, and he, I know people say, he chokes in the playoffs and all that stuff, but everybody has different opinions, and sometimes your opinions need to be kept shut. You shouldn't just put it out there, like stop, telling people or laughing at their comments. Just keep it to yourself. Anywho, they also got pretty other good players as well too on the roster, but unfortunately, there is a lot on the roster I'm not really too familiar with, except Damar Hamlin. There's probably some others there. I'm just trying to get the roster up. I don't even know if he's on the roster for them. Yep, he is. He's on there. Try and look at others. I know, unfortunately, there's going to be names in there I never heard of and stuff, but that probably was like the way, with the other teams, back in the day, for Redskins or Browns and Bengals, Ravens and Steelers. Yeah. But other people they have James Cook. I'm pretty much familiar with that guy. I'm just lowering my microphone down a little bit. Their wide receivers, there's nobody really on here that I'm familiar with. The other ones, like the tight ends, not really too sure, and the defensive backs, not really a whole lot of names. But again, they got a really good squad, they really do. And I think they will pretty much put together a really good season. They are very capable of doing that. Let me get... Oh, no, I didn't want to go to the website for their roster. I'm trying to get, the whole entire teams, that way I just don't have to go through... I'll probably just have to do it this way. So we'll just do it as this, the AFC East. So this way I just... the way I get the teams on here, and that way I don't have to, Alright, well, I'm just going to have to probably do it like that. But anyway, I'm going with the Buffalo Bills for first place, and I keep thinking, it's like how it used to be where they played 16 games of football, but now it's 17 because I keep forgetting that they extended it. So I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills once again. I say they get 13 wins and 4 losses. Next one for second place, I'm actually going with the New England Patriots. Now, it may be a surprise, to some people, but the Patriots obviously have not been the same ever since Tom Brady left them and went to Tampa Bay. But they still got a lot of young players on there. I know they do. But the players on there, the quarterbacks are Drake Mayo and Joshua Dobbs and Tommy DeVito. Well, probably actually it should be 3 of them. You have to have a starting quarterback, then a backup, and a third string just in case, The other people, I'm not too sure. I guess Antonio Gibson is their running back. I'm not sure. And I don't like the fact how the wide receivers wear numbers like 1, 2, and 3. Not like how it was, when the wide receivers wore 80 to 89 numbers, like 80, 81, 82, and all that stuff. And the running backs wear numbers like 23 or something, or whatever number, to 30 something, or maybe 40. But now they just wear numbers like 1 and 2 and 3 or 4 or 5 and 6. And I'm like, okay, I'll just leave it as it is. But a lot of young players, and they got Stephon Diggs. I remember him. He was the guy that played for the Vikings that made that incredible catch. He also played for the Buffalo Bills and Houston Texans. But yeah, their coach, I believe, is I can't remember exactly. I thought it was Mike Vrabel, who used to play for them. I'm pretty sure that's who it is. If I can get the coaches real quick, because I'm stuck finding that. Where are the coaches at? Here it is. I'm pretty sure that. Oh no, it's Sean McDermott. Okay, Mike Vrabel's with a different team. I mean, sorry about that. Yeah, because I just remember pretty much. Or wait a minute, am I on the? No, I'm on the wrong team. I'm looking at the Buffalo Bills team again. Sean McDermott's the head coach for them. Okay, the coach of the Patriots. That's what I want. My phone is being a little dumb right now. All right, who is the head coach of the Patriots? Okay, I was right the first time. It is Mike Vrabel. Oh, God. Yeah, he's a former player for them. I understand why it would not let me see the coaches and all that stuff. Yeah, well, forget that. I mean, but anyway, I'm going with the Patriots for second place. I say 10 wins and 7 losses for them. My third place team is the Miami Dolphins. I know one of my friends is not going to be too happy about that. Well, he's not really too confident about his team, having a good season either. I mean, Tua Tagovailoa, I can never pronounce his name right, but you know who I'm talking about. He can't stay healthy, honestly. He's had concussions, and other players that they have too. They have Zach Wilson, who I think used to play for the Jets. I definitely remember him. And Quinn Ewers, I guess that is. He probably will be a future player, probably if Tua Tagovailoa. Tungolova. I think it's Tungolova. Tungolova. That's a really tough name to pronounce. And he's from Hawaii, actually. Yeah. But anywho, I think, really he will bounce back. And I think they'll do well, but I don't really think they're going to do that well to make the playoffs either. I mean, it would be interesting if they did, and not really any other people in here. Well, Tyreek Hill is one of them, I remember. The rest of them, too, I'm not really too sure exactly. But, Matthew Judon. Okay, they have him as a linebacker. Judon. Kind of do miss him. He was a good Raven player. But, yes, do remember him. And the rest of them, not really coming to me. But, the Dolphins, nonetheless, like I said, if Tua Tagovailoa, stays healthy and stuff, I think they'll do pretty well. But I have them at third place with a 8-9 record. And then for last place, it's probably no surprise, but there may be other people that may be picking the Dolphins to finish last place. But I'm actually going with the New York Jets. I mean, they're still rebuilding. It's been going on for a while. Aaron Glenn is their head coach. Is this his first year? And, of course, he was a player for them, too, in 1994 to 2001. Yep, this would pretty much be his first year. So it's going to be pretty interesting for him. And the rest of the squad, I mean, on here we have Justin Fields and former Raven Tyrod Taylor. I really like Tyrod Taylor. I thought he was really good, and it's probably going to be Justin Fields, obviously, getting it done. But, Tyrod played for the Ravens from 2011 to 2014. He was a backup for Flacco. Then he went to the Bills. He did pretty well. He was a Pro Bowler in 2015. Sometimes it happens. The Orioles give up people, and they do really well, and even the Ravens. Yeah. Also played for the Browns, Chargers, Texans, Giants, and Jets. So pretty much, he just went right down the street from leaving the Giants and going to the Jets. But nonetheless, he probably will get some playing time too. I kind of wish he would, because I think he's pretty good. But Justin Fields obviously will probably get it. The rest of them, there are not really any names that are popping up to me, but a lot of players on here that'll probably do really well. Like wide receivers like Xavier Gipson, Allen Lazard, Josh Reynolds, Garrett Wilson, and Arian Smith. Just a lot of names on here, but I'm sure a lot of people watch them like in college and all that stuff, but I don't really watch a lot of college stuff, like college football. Unfortunately, I do not. Sorry. I watch Maryland, sometimes, like if it's football or basketball sometimes, but not really all the time. But nonetheless, they got Brandon Stevens on there. He's a former Raven. This will be his first year with them. Well, hopefully, he does really well for them and stays healthy. And that's Nick Folk is the kicker. That name sounds a little bit familiar. He's 40, and he's been playing since 2007 with the Cowboys. He played for the Jets from 2010 to 2016, so he returns to them. Also, the Buccaneers, the Arizona Hotshots, which is they were a professional American football franchise in Tempe, Arizona, part of the Alliance of American Football, the AAF. Okay, that's not really anything I'm familiar with, but it's no longer in business. And also the Patriots and the Titans, and a Pro Bowler in 2007. So yeah, but unfortunately, like I said, I predict the Jets for a last place finish with a record of 6-11. Probably a lot, that I'm probably going with, but it's why it's called a prediction. I could call it picks as well too, but sorry, that's my phone typing, so I can get this up. And now we go to the AFC North, and you probably know what's coming. I mean, yeah, I'm just going to get it out of the way right now. For first place, I am, of course, going with the Ravens. Man, I'm not really going to pick any other team, I don't really think the Cincinnati Bengals, can, take over, for first place against us. I mean, it is a possibility. They got a pretty good squad, too. But, of course, you got Lamar Jackson. You got backup Cooper Rush. I'm just mentioning him because of the fact that he is on the roster and he's a former Cowboy. And then you got, of course, King Henry, or O. Henry, Derrick Henry, will be entering his second season with Baltimore, and he also did sign a contract as well to keep him as a Raven for a few more seasons. I think it was like a 3-year deal or something he signed with us. I'm looking it up really quick. It'll tell me. Signed a 2-year contract extension on May 14, 2025, worth $30 million with $25 million guaranteed. So there you go. But you also got Justice Hill. He's also a good running back too, but I really see him, as a starter, but he's obviously not going to be starting, over Derrick Henry, but he could be a starter, for somebody else. I mean, he's a very good player, and I definitely think, he can also get the job done too in case you need to rest Henry a little bit. And Keaton Mitchell, another running back, that's really good. He had a couple years ago he did pretty well, but last year I don't think he really played very much because he was hurt, unfortunately. And, of course, fullback Patrick Ricard. And I know I didn't really say a lot about Lamar Jackson. And, yeah, we know what happened against the Bills, that sort of thing, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I mean, and sometimes it's tough, playing in these conditions in football. I'm not angry or anything at Mark Andrews. It just happens. There's a lot of possibilities that could have happened. Lamar could have had a better game and stuff. And yeah, but it is what it is. It's just how football is. And you got the other people, to guard them. But you also got wide receivers like Rashad Bateman. I like the guy. He's really good. And so is Zay Flowers. Then you got new acquisition DeAndre Hopkins. Some people are not too thrilled about that, but I think it's a pretty good pickup for us. And you got Tylan Wallace, Devontae Walker, and LaJohntay Wester. Just some names on here that you also got Mark Andrews for tight end, of course, along with Isaiah Likely and Charlie Kohler. The defense, you still got Roquan Smith, along with Kyle Van Noy, Trenton Simpson, a few others too. I mean, some rookies pretty much on here will be getting some starts, probably, and also Kyle Hamilton, who also signed a big contract with the Ravens to stay for a while, a 2-time Pro Bowler. Could he possibly, what's his position? I don't want to get him mixed up. Well, he is a safety. Could he possibly be the next Ed Reed? To me, I don't really think so. I mean, Ed Reed was definitely one of the greatest safeties. I know there's Troy Polamalu, Rod Woodson. I think Ronnie Lott was a safety as well, too. But really, I mean, Kyle Hamilton is a really great player. You know, he's made some good plays. He's got like five career interceptions, though, but I think he's going to get more than 5 this season. You know, I hope that he does really well and stays healthy. He signed on April 30th, 2025. No, actually, on August 27th, he signed a 4-year, $100.4 million contract, and that is the largest contract for a safety in NFL history. Ed Reed never got that much, and there you go. So, yeah, that's pretty exciting, you know, for us. You know, now we got him locked up. Now we got Marlon Humphrey. We've got a bunch of other people, Nate Wiggins. But now the big one, and I know everybody was probably waiting for this. We no longer have Justin Tucker. Now, I'm not going to go on about this because everybody has mixed feelings, I'm sure, about this and stuff, you know. But Justin Tucker, you know, is still the greatest kicker ever, in my opinion. I'm sure other people are going to agree as well, too, but there's probably some that will not. But to me, I really don't think, you know, he did anything wrong. That is my opinion. And, yeah, we have new kicker Tyler Loop, who will be taking his place. Steven Tyler Loop, as it says his name is on here, so, okay. And this is going to be pretty interesting. I mean, and also, we have Jordan Stout for punter. He is the guy that replaced longtime punter Sam Cook. So, yeah, this should be pretty interesting, but I think that Tyler Loop, you know, will do a pretty good job. I have confidence in the guy. I mean, it's just going to be tough, you know, to fill them shoes or them cleats in this and probably, you know, because of, well, you know what I mean. Yeah, it's going to be tough to fill those cleats of Justin Tucker. But nonetheless, some people that we do have, well, that's on the practice squad. I thought it said injured reserve. Not really any familiar names on here. Well, Darius Washington, I think that name's a little familiar. But nonetheless, I'm going with the Ravens, of course, to win the AFC North with a record of 13-4. Same record as the Bills, you know. I have said, you know, who will probably have the best record, but I haven't got to it yet. We will eventually. But, yeah, hopefully, you know, we do have a good season. I know I went on and on with that. Well, you figured I was going to because it is my hometown team. But, yeah, let's move on to the second place team. And this is probably, once again, where people are going to say, oh, really? But I think it's a good possibility. For second place, I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals, of course, have Joe Burrow, and you can probably call him the Macaulay Culkin look-alike. But sometimes, you know, there are days, you know, he does look like him and days he does not. I think he's got a new look now. But he's a great quarterback. You know, he's a 2-time NFL Comeback Player of the Year winner and a 2-time Pro Bowler. And, yeah, I mean, he will possibly win a MVP award. He also has 2 records in the NFL. Career completion percentage of 68.6%. Let me take my phone off the charger so I can just do it this way, because this will be a lot easier. And also pass completions per game career with 25.3. Yeah. But the rest of them, and of course, I'm used to back in the day, like when I played Madden football games, like when they had Chad Johnson on here, or Chad Ochocinco, TJ Hushmanzada, the late, I think it's Chris Perry, the guy that was a wide receiver for them, and unfortunately passed, I think it was Chris Perry. Or unless it was, no, it's not him. Okay, let me go to the 2006 Cincinnati Bengals season. I thought it was Perry. You know probably. Oh, here it is, Chris Henry. Okay, all right. Yeah, he passed in 2009. Unfortunately, he was only 26, and he fell out of the back of a moving truck. Unfortunately, driven by his fiance. Now that was very sad, unfortunately. I mean, that guy was a very good player, and yeah, rest in peace to him, and that was very upsetting. And of course, they had former Raven Anthony Wright and also Carson Palmer on there too. But yeah, like I said, I remember back in the day when they had those players, and yeah, the defense, I can't really remember off the top of my head, but they also got Chase Brown, who would probably be the running back. I'm not sure if it's Samaje Perine. I don't know how it's pronounced. There's a lot of names on here I'm not sure about pronouncing. T. Higgins, he's a name I know. We also got Charlie Jones, and yeah, they got a lot of players on here. They do. I mean, Geno Stone is one of their players, a former Raven. I mean, there's probably other Ravens too, but I'm not sure. Their names and stuff, I might see the name and it's not really that familiar. Oh, they got quarterback Brett Rippon, but he's in the practice squad. I believe he's related to Mark Rippon. He's the nephew of NFL quarterback Mark Rippon, who was quarterback for the Redskins. Yeah. But the Bengals, yeah, I think they're going to do pretty well this season. But like I said, they could possibly have more wins than the Ravens, but I'm still picking the Ravens for first. Bengals, second place, 10 wins and 7 losses. Now for third place, and this is probably where it gets, again, controversial, I guess, or probably people turn off the videos saying, oh no, I'm not going to listen to this. Third place, I'm going with the Cleveland Browns. Not because of one particular player that is on the roster, but I just think that they're going to do better than the team for last place, and we will get to that. So, of course, Joe Flacco has come to the Cleveland Browns. Yes, he... Excuse me. Yes, Joe Flacco is 40. This could most likely be his final season. Started with the Ravens in 2008 to 2018. Also played for the Broncos, the Jets, the Eagles, the Jets again, the Browns in 2023, the Colts in 2024. And he actually did pretty well with them. I think he did. And now the Browns again. Super Bowl champion in 2012 and Super Bowl MVP, NFL Comeback Player of the Year in 2023. Also has an NFL record for passing touchdowns in a single postseason with 11. And has actually tied, and that was in 2012. That was probably our run, for the playoffs, or, for the Super Bowl. You know what I mean. But pretty much, I think he signed just a 1-year deal with Cleveland. I don't think it was 2 years. Yeah, only for $4 million. And now Deshaun Watson rehabbing his Achilles injury, and but Kenny Pickett, I think they wound up giving up. They gave him to the Raiders. But now Flacco is in a little bit of a mix, with Dylan Gabriel and Shadur Sanders. But I have heard that Flacco will be the starter for Week 1. And the rest of the players, not really too sure, unfortunately. I know everybody probably hates me saying that, but the rest of them I'm probably just going to go through and just say, my, stats and all that. or what teams I think, you know what I mean. I'm just going to go through the teams and say what I think their record will be and say a little bit about them. I know we're going along with the video, and all right, so let's just continue. Browns, I say they get 7 wins and 10 losses though, but they may get a little bit more than that. And for last place, I am going with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know nobody wants to hear that, but I'm sick and tired of the Steelers. I can't stand them. They're overrated. That also goes with their head coach, Mike Tomlin. But why did they bring in Aaron Rodgers? That makes no sense at all. I think really he should have retired. That's my opinion. But they also got Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson. This will probably be Aaron Rodgers' final season. He is 41. Played his entire season, well, almost, with the Green Bay Packers, then went to the Jets, and now the Pittsburgh Steelers. But why didn't he go to the Minnesota Vikings like what Brett Favre did? But however, Brett Favre actually played for the Atlanta Falcons in the beginning of his career, and then went to Green Bay, and then the Jets, and finished with the Vikings. So I guess he wasn't really interested with the Vikings. But he probably, will be the quarterback nonetheless. Well, obviously, I think he will, and of course, Mason Rudolph probably gets some time too. Skylar Thompson, I guess he will. Their running backs, I think it's Caleb Johnson and Jalen Warren. Connor Hayward says fullback, and Kenneth Gainwell says kick returner. But yeah, DJ Metcalf they have on there, and they also got a damn player that I can't really stand. That's I thought he was he's a linebacker. Okay, I thought he was a defensive end. TJ Watt, can't stand him, and I know he's like a great player and stuff, but I can't stand him. And the rest of them, and that damn Joey Porter Jr., who is the son of Joey Porter, who I think is a coach for the Steelers. I thought he was. I don't know if he still is. I thought he was. I'm looking on here, see if he's coaching with them or what. Porter was hired by the San Antonio Brahmas of the XFL in 2022, whose head coach was his former teammate Hines Ward. Porter was not retained after the 2023 XFL season after the departure of Ward. Okay. I just thought he was, but anyway. And the kicker, Chris Boswell, another person I can't stand. All them field goals he made and all them Sunday night football games the Ravens played against him and all that. But yeah, it's always an intense rivalry with them. It really is. And there's a Daryl Porter Jr., who's the son of Daryl Porter. That name isn't really that familiar to me, but nonetheless, I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers for last place, and their record, I say, 6 wins and 11 losses. All right, let's go to the AFC South now. I know we're, going through. We took a while with them, but now let's see how much we can do with this one. AFC South, Houston Texans. I have for first place, and I say 11-6. They have C.J. Stroud. He's a great quarterback. I think he has a really good season. Possibly he could be in probably the voting for the MVP. Probably would be a Pro Bowler as well, too. The rest of the squad, I'm not too sure, unfortunately. But I think they still have a good season nonetheless. 11-6, once again. For second place, the Tennessee Titans. I have no idea who their quarterback is. I mean, it was Marcus Mariota at one point. The head coach of them is Brian Callahan. We're not really going over the coaches and stuff. I probably should, but it's my video, and this is the way I want to do it. Where's the roster? Oh, here it is. Okay, so it's pretty much a bunch of 2 guys I never really heard of. Brandon Allen and Cam Ward. Brandon Allen will probably be the quarterback. This is his first year with the Titans, so he probably will be getting the start unless they go with the youngster Cam Ward. It is a possibility. He won the Davey O'Brien Award, the Manning Award, ACC Player of the Year. I mean, could possibly be the starter, and also the Jerry Rice Award in 2020. So pretty interesting there. But not really, I remember like back in the day when they had the late great Steve McNair, rest in peace. Chris Johnson, I think, was running back for them, and of course Derek Mason before he joined the Ravens, and Drew Bennett. Yep, just a lot of names I remember. But yeah, like I said about them, second place for them, I say 8 and 9. Though I don't really think they'll get a wild card spot. I'm not really doing playoff predictions either. For third place, I'm going with the Indianapolis Colts. Now, a lot of people have them predicted actually for last place, but I still like the Colts, even though, they're not in Baltimore anymore, and they used to be the Baltimore Colts, and it still hurts people to this day. Well, unfortunately, head coach is Shane Steichen. I was about to pronounce that. Never even heard of the guy, and I don't know who the quarterback was. I want to say it's Anthony Richardson or something. Yep, he's still on there along with Daniel Jones, former quarterback for the Giants. So probably it'll be a battle between those two, and the rest, Riley Leonard for third string. You got Jonathan Taylor, not Jonathan Taylor Thomas, but the running back for them. The rest of them too, Michael Pittman Jr., that name's familiar because I think he's the son of Michael Pittman. Yep, Michael Pittman I remember very well. He was a good player. I think didn't he play for the Buccaneers? 2002, 2007. Okay, and also the Cardinals, Broncos, and Florida Tuskers. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, I know it's probably kind of questionable going with the Colts for third place, but I'm just doing it as that, it's a prediction. So 6 and 11, I say they do. And last place, I'm going with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I know people think they're probably going to do better than that, and probably good reason. Trevor Lawrence has done all right, but I don't really pay much attention to them, that much. Where's the roster? Oh, there we go. And Nick Mullins also in there too. But they'll still try and do what they can, but I just don't see them, getting out of last place. I just see them, unfortunately, right down in last place. I say 4 wins and 13 losses. Now the AFC West. And let's get this one out of the way really quickly. I'm not going to ramble, in this one, but here we go. First place, the Kansas City Chiefs. I can't stand them. They're the most overrated team right now, but there's other teams too, overrated, like the Steelers and the Patriots used to be, with Tom Brady, but right now, they're trying to rebuild. And Chiefs, unfortunately, I say get first place, even though I want a different team, to get it done. But Chiefs, 12 and 5. Let's get over that. Thank you. Second place, I'm going with the Denver Broncos. Now, there are people actually that are predicting the Broncos to finish first place. That would be amazing. That really would. But a lot of people like Patrick Mahomes. He is a good quarterback and stuff, but he's very overrated as well, along with a few other players. Well, that other player, Travis Kelce. Yep. Not mentioning anymore. But yeah. Bo Nix, is a good quarterback. They also got Jarrett Stidham. They got J.K. Dobbins. Okay, that's former Raven. And the rest of them, I know I didn't look at the rest of the roster for the other teams, but that's all right. But I still say Texans, Broncos put together a good season, and I say 11 and 6 they go. Third place, the Los Angeles Chargers. I believe it's Justin Herbert. That's the quarterback for them. I am pretty sure it is. Yeah, because he's a very good quarterback, and I think he is. Jim Harbaugh is the head coach for them still, and I like Jim Harbaugh. Hasn't really had a successful career in the NFL like his brother John, but he's had a successful career, I think, in the NCAA. Justin Herbert, and I thought they had. They did have a Raven like last year. Oh, Keenan Allen. I thought that was somebody else, like Aiken or something. I think the Ravens had an Aiken, but this is not one. The rest of them, yeah, not really. But the Chargers have a good squad. A lot of these teams have pretty good squads, and I like the Chargers. I always have. Chargers, I say 7-10, and last place, I'm going with the Las Vegas Raiders. Of course, I'm always remember, when they were the Oakland Raiders, even the Los Angeles Raiders, they were too. They were the Oakland Raiders 1960 to 1981, then 1995 to 2019, and they were the Los Angeles Raiders from 1982 to 1994, and now the Las Vegas Raiders 2020 to present. And I'm trying to see who the quarterback is. Kenny Pickett and Geno Smith. So those two pretty much will be in, contention for a spot. Don't really think they have any others. They probably have somebody on the practice squad or whatever. But the Ravens did pick up Tyler Huntley, that guy that was with them, for a good while. And they brought him back, but he's supposedly going to be on the practice squad. I don't see another quarterback for them. Cam Miller, he's a rookie. Played college football for North Dakota State Bison and was selected by the Raiders in the 6th round of the 2025 NFL Draft. Okay. The rest of them, I'm not seeing, names that ring a bell to me, so sorry. Or even the kickers, I don't think. Nope. Unfortunately, no. And who's the head coach of them? I'm just curious, who it is. Oh, Pete Carroll. Well, unfortunately, it would be nice to see them, do well, but I don't really think they will. But you never know. The Raiders, I say 3 wins and 14 losses. So there you go. That's my AFC predictions. Now let's see if we can finish the NFC, and hopefully under an hour. I know we've been going long with this video, but anyway, here we go. The NFC East, I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles, no question, and I'm going with them for the best record in NFL. I say 14-3 for them. I was going to go with the Ravens, but you're probably going to be like, oh, of course you're going to do that, but no, I'm not going to. They may get more than that. The Eagles may get 15 wins, maybe 15-2. It is a possibility, or even 16-1. I don't think they're going to go undefeated. I'm just going to say a little spoiler. I don't think any team is going to go undefeated this year. Ever since the Patriots did that many years ago. But yeah. The Eagles, they got Jalen Hurts. They got other great players. Saquon Barkley, I think it's pronounced. And the rest of them too, I really think that they'll do well, and they will put together 14 wins and 3 losses, like I said. For second place, I'm going with the Washington Redskins. That's pretty much what I prefer to put it as, but even though they're still the Commanders, like how the Cleveland Indians are still the Cleveland Guardians. I'm just looking at the roster because I don't know who their quarterback is. They have, Jaden Daniels, Josh Johnson, who was a Raven. He has played for so many different teams. As a matter of fact, he has played for 14. I am not going to name all of them, but he has been a Raven 3 times. A couple of them was on the practice squad, I think. Or no, one of them was in 2016. Browns, Jets, Bengals, Browns, Jets, Colts, Giants, Texans, Raiders, Redskins, Lions. Never played for the Steelers. He didn't play for all the AFC North. But anyway, I like the Commanders, Redskins still. They got a good squad. I think they put together a pretty good season. I say they go 10-7. I was looking at what I predicted. Even though I did on Facebook too, but I deleted it. I just figured I'd put it in my story instead. Third place, that is going to be the Dallas Cowboys. I know one of my friends is probably not going to be thrilled about that, but then again, he may not have them, predicted to finish, in second or first. I don't. Excuse me. Sorry. Dust. But the Dallas Cowboys, they still have Dak Prescott. not really big on the guy. I mean, I do like the Dallas Cowboys. I will admit it. I remember them from the 90s, like Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, many other people too. I know they're probably an overrated team, to a lot of people, but of course, I remember when they had Tony Romo. Yep. All the games they played against the Ravens, against Joe Flacco, or even Kyle Bowler, I'm sure, when he was with us. I'm sorry to bring him up. Not sure about where's Ezekiel Elliott. Where's he at? I know I'm missing out, but where is he? He must be on injured reserve, or no? Where is he? I don't even know how to. There he is. Oh, he retired. Okay, I guess he did. Because it doesn't say like he's like on a team and stuff. I know I'm probably way behind and stuff. I'm sorry that. Well, it says he was signed to the practice squad on the Los Angeles Chargers on January 6, 2025, but I don't really see like anything else. But okay. But so I guess that will go to whoever the running back is for the Cowboys. Probably Jaden Blue or Miles Sanders. It probably would be him. He used to play for the Eagles and the Panthers and was a Pro Bowler in 2022. And they also got Javonte Williams. Also played for the Broncos. Not really any highlights, just PFWA All-Rookie Team, Second Team All-American, and Second Team All-ACC in 2020. Okay. Sorry. But yeah, not really a whole lot to go over. The head coach of them, Brian Schottenheimer, he is I'm pretty sure he is the son of Marty Schottenheimer, the former coach. Yep, rest in peace, Marty. Good coach he was. I thought he was. But let's see, where are we at? Okay. Yeah, so for that, like I said, Redskins second place, Cowboys third place. I gotta get my record up. Sorry about that. What did I say? 9-8. They probably could get a wild card spot too as well, but they could win more games than that. But that's pretty much what I'm going with. And last place, I'm going with the New York Giants. Not a whole lot to say about them. I know a couple of my friends are good friends of mine, are big fans of them, but it's just a prediction, and the quarterbacks for them, I didn't know Russell Wilson was with them. Wow, and Jameis Winston. So Jameis Winston, he will probably, be in contention for that job. He was with the Browns, and Russell Wilson, he did play for the Steelers last year. I still can't believe that. Of course, Super Bowl champion 2013 with the Seahawks, and also the Broncos, Steelers, and now the Giants. So pretty much, it could go to Russell Wilson. It could very possibly be him, but him and Jameis Winston will pretty much just be in contention for that job. But I still think they get a last place finish, but that may be a little questionable, because they could do a little bit better than that. They could possibly, finish third place, maybe better than the Cowboys, but I'm just going with that. Again, it's a prediction. Graham Gano, is their kicker. Scottish-American player. Was with the Ravens in 2009, but on the practice squad, and a Pro Bowler in 2010. Just something to mention. Nothing wrong with that. But anyway, so sorry to you Giants fans. Once again, going with them for last place, and my record for them, 4 wins, 13 losses. Sorry. Sorry to everybody, whether you're fans of the Dolphins, Cowboys, and other teams as well, too. Everybody that, are fans of them teams. Again, sorry. Anyway, let's move on. Let's try and get through this. Trying to see if we can finish this under an hour. I know I've been doing this video for a while. Here we go. NFC North. I am going with the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love, is a great quarterback. I think they're going to be in tension with the second place team, and it should be pretty interesting. Packers 11-6, I say 11 wins, 6 losses. In case anybody doesn't know if that means wins or losses, yeah. Detroit Lions for second place with 10-7. I'm just trying to get their roster so I can see the quarterback, because I want to say it's Jared Goff still. Yep, him and Kyle Allen. But yeah, I think they're going to do pretty well, and I think they still will win a Super Bowl one day. They could be a team, possibly to do that. And I say they win 10 games and lose 7. Like I said 10-7 already. Sorry, but yeah. Third place, I'm going with the Minnesota Vikings, and I'm not sure for their quarterback, as I thought it was that person I keep picturing, but Kevin O'Connell is the head coach for them. Okay. Carson Wentz is the quarterback. Okay, it was not the one that I thought, and I can't even think of his name, unfortunately. But I think they still do pretty well. I really do, and I say they go 9-8, and for last place, the Chicago Bears. Now, again, that could be wrong, because the Bears could probably do a little bit better than that. It is a possibility. Ben Johnson, the head coach of them, who's on the roster. Here it is. Case Keenum is one of the quarterbacks, along with Caleb Williams and Tyson Bagent, something like that. Yeah, I just don't really have a lot to say about that, unfortunately. So, Bears for last place, 5 wins and 12 losses. NFC South, first place, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield, I think, is still the quarterback for them. I'm pretty sure that he is. The head coach for them is Todd Bowles. I've heard of that name. So I think he was a player as well, too. Yeah, for the Redskins, 86-90, 49ers, 91, and Redskins, 92-93. Okay, and now he's in his, I guess, his 4th season. 1, 2, 3, 3, either 3rd or 4th season, something like that. But did win a Super Bowl as well in Super Bowl 32 with the Redskins when they beat the Broncos 42-10. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Baker Mayfield that's still the player for them. Yep, along with Teddy Bridgewater as well. Okay, but I still think, again, they finished first place, 10-7. Second place, I'm going with the Atlanta Falcons. I know it's not Matt Ryan, that's the quarterback. It's probably people on there I never heard of. But then again, maybe. Just trying to get it up. Can't get it up. Raheem Morris, the head coach. Quarterbacks. Oh, Kirk. That's the guy from the Vikings I was thinking of. Kirk Cousins. So he's with the Falcons. Okay. But nonetheless, I still think they'll do well. 9-8, I say, for them. Third place, I'm going with the New Orleans Saints. I mean, it was pretty much, tough between, them and the team for last place. The head coach of them is Kellen Moore. And I didn't want statistics. There it is. I thought Derek Carr was still with them, but I think he's retired. It's Jake Haener, Spencer Rattler. That's the only name that's familiar. And Tyler Shaw, he's a rookie. Or Show, I don't really know. Yeah, I think Derek Carr is retired. I'm pretty sure that he is. Yep, he retired. I mean, he had a pretty good career, I thought. I mean, some may disagree, but yeah. Saints for third place, 5 wins and 12 losses. Yeah, I had to fix some of them because I had some of my predictions, the wrong way because of the fact that we play 17 games now. And for last place, which is probably no surprise to some people, the Carolina Panthers. But again, They may do better than that. Head coach is Dave Canales, I guess it's pronounced. I'm not sure. Super Bowl champion and Super Bowl, was that 48, I guess. The Seahawks over the Broncos. He was probably a coach, I guess. Well, we reached an hour, unfortunately, so we weren't able to. Sorry, because I had to go over some stuff. Yeah, but it's okay. Quarterbacks, Andy Dalton and Bryce Young. Andy Dalton, I think, should really be starting more than Bryce Young, but even though people probably think he should, but Andy Dalton, has been playing for a good while. The Bengals, he took over for Carson Palmer, I think. And the Cowboys, the Bears, the Saints, and the Panthers still. 3-time Pro Bowler and 2-time MW Offensive Player of the Year and 2-time first team All-MW, that sort of thing. But, Panthers for last place, 2 wins, 15 losses, and that's pretty much the team I think gets the worst record. And now this one was tough, the last one, the NFC West. For first place, I'm going with the Rams, the Los Angeles Rams, and I'm pretty sure it's Matt Stafford that's still with them. I'm pretty sure the head coach is Sean McVay. I know I'm not going over the head coaches, I'm sorry. Where's it at? Yep, and they also got Jimmy Garoppolo and Stetson Bennett. There's another player there. He, pretty much been with the Rams since 2023. Yeah. They have, where is it? Okay, sorry about that. Devontae Adams, they have him. That name is familiar to me, but the rest of them are not. Yeah, but there's probably people on there too. And like I said, I haven't really watched football a lot. I just don't really care for it as much as I do with baseball. But anyway, Rams for first place, 10-7. Second place, I'm going with the Seattle Seahawks, which is probably a little questionable. Once again, I know a good amount of them are probably questionable. The head coach, Mike McDonald, because I was wondering who took over for Pete Carroll. Their roster consists of people like Sam Darnold, Drew Lock, and rookie Jalen Milroe, I guess. Sam Darnold will probably get the start. I mean, Drew Lock, I'm familiar with him. He's played for the Broncos, the Seahawks, 2022-2023, and the Giants, and now the Seahawks again. But yeah, I still think they put together a good season. My prediction for them is 8-9. I mean, I know it's not really all that great, but it's one game under 500. But still, third place, I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers. I always remember, back in the day when they had players like, I'm not mentioning one player, but of course Joe Montana and Steve Young. Kyle Shanahan is the head coach for them. The quarterback is, they have Mac Jones and Brock Purdy. Mac Jones played for the Patriots and then the Jaguars and now with the 49ers, and he was a Pro Bowler too. Let me get rid of that thing that popped up. But Brock Purdy will probably be the person getting the start, obviously Pro Bowler in 2023. But don't really think it'll be enough for them to get like a winning season. I mean, unfortunately, I know a lot of people are probably disagreeing with that, but that's all right. I say 6-11 they get. And last place, the Arizona Cardinals. And the Cardinals, ever since I'm pretty sure they still have Kyler Murray. The head coach of them is Jonathan Gannon. Is he related to Rich Gannon? I think he is, because his last name is very familiar. Doesn't say. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, well, it just sounded like that he was, because the name Gannon, I thought he was related to Rich Gannon. But okay. Okay, so now we'll just, okay, Where are we at? Okay. And the roster, they still got Kyler Murray and Jacoby Brissett also in there too. But I pretty much think it's just a last place finish for them. And we'll just get it out of the way and just wrap it up. Cardinals, 4 wins, 13 losses. Okay. So I know that took a while, and I'm sorry. I mean, I just haven't really done these kind of videos in a while, and I had to go through every single one to pretty much give them a prediction as much as I could, or do what I could, and I'm sorry. I just don't really watch football as much as I used to, But yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed it, though. I hope. So, I'm not doing playoff predictions either, just season, as I said. But that's pretty much going to wrap it up. So, hope everybody enjoyed this. I really hope everybody did. Sorry, I went on and on, but so if you do like this, please hit it with a thumbs up. Comment if you want to, and no negative stuff, of course. And also hit the subscribe button and hit the bell as well to not miss out on the video. And also, it's not a bad thing; it's a good thing. I haven't really done that in a while because usually I say that a lot of times when I do videos, but on my live streams I don't really say that a lot. But yeah, so thanks everybody for joining in. Good luck to all your teams for the NFL season for 2025-2026. All right, thank you again for joining in, everybody, and you all take care. Thanks again for watching.